Hey everyone, how's it going? It's That Nerd Ryan here, and today we're going to do a very simple video, just looking and reacting to this article. It's a little bit of a slow time right now for Marvel. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp are coming out in like literally a month from the day that I'm shooting this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get that much updates for the next month or so. So, I mean, we're kind of I don't know, do this. So, yeah, this article is titled MCU 9 X-Men Heroes Who Marvel Should Introduce First. So, it's just a top 9 list that somebody created on the Direct, which I might check out this website more for articles for you guys, because we got Star Wars, DC, and gaming here. So, yeah. Anyways, so we're going to do honorable mention. They do honorable mentions first of Professor X, Wolverine, and Magneto. Obviously, those are the like holy trinity of X-Men here, so they are going to need to be on there as soon as possible. And you also have 5 iconic actors that played these 3 characters. That's really hard to replace that. I mean, for Wolverine, of course, you got Hugh Jackman, who's coming back for Deadpool 3. And probably Deadpool 3 only. He's probably not going to be the MCU Wolverine. If anything, he's going to be a variant. Maybe Deadpool 3 introduces the MCU Wolverine. You never know. For Professor X, you got Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, who both did amazing jobs in their parts. Not controversially saying that. That's honestly how I feel. And then, of course, with Magneto, you got Sir Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender, another 2 actors that did the character amazing justice and are going to be hard to replace down the line. So number 1 is Cyclops. In all honesty, with my toy collecting and with watching anything that it's in, Cyclops being number 1 kind of makes me mad. Not a big Cyclops fan. I think he's a bland character. I think he's kind of boring. Well, the first actor that played him, James Marsden, did a good job as Cyclops. The other 2, not so much. And also just reading the comics that I did for X-Men and getting all the Cyclops toys, I really don't like this character that much, so I could do without Cyclops for a while. Although I understand he's a stable character in the X-Men, I just don't like him. Number 2 is Jean Grey. This is one that I agree. She's up there with the holy trinity of like important X-Men. I feel that the faster they introduce Jean Grey into the MCU, the better. And this was another one where the actresses that portrayed Jean didn't do it that well. Sophie Turner, especially in Dark Phoenix, did a terrible job. The first actress in the first 2 movies did a good job. In Last Stand did a terrible job. We need somebody that's very versatile. Another like Elizabeth Olsen that could play both sides of like good and evil. And like I would want to see a Jean Grey versus Scarlet Witch sort of thing. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Storm, another important X-Men. Unfortunate that we couldn't get her with T'Challa, because that is like a power couple in the comics. Although I could see her kind of playing a big sister role to Shuri. Maybe something like where they can have a connection to Black Panther, kind of paying homage to those comics. But yeah, I would love to see Storm in the MCU. I'd love to see her get her own movie or own TV show. Which we're going back really quick. Cyclops, I don't want in the MCU at all. Obviously, I said that. Jean Grey, I think, should get her own like Avengers threat movie. Storm TV show. Number 4 is probably one of my favorite X-Men, which is Kitty Pryde. She should actually be introduced in an ensemble film, though, I feel like. But I just really like Kitty Pryde. Elliot Page did a good job. Think he's been the only one that played her so far. I can't think of anybody else that did. But yeah, Kitty Pryde, one of my favorite mutants. Really can't wait to see her in the MCU. Again, ensemble. And then, like, I'm shooting this a week from the day that it's released. I just saw The Last of Us, and when I look at the video game for Last of Us, Ellie reminds me of a young Elliot Page, and I feel like the girl that plays Ellie in this should totally play Kitty Pryde, just for the fact that, like, in my head, I mean, I don't have fan castings for anybody else, definitely not Cyclops, but, like, just thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, Elliot Page played Kitty Pryde. Now, the person that's in Elliot Page remind me of Ellie. Girl that plays Ellie in Last of Us should play Kitty Pryde. But, I mean, that's just me. Iceman. I like Iceman to a point. I kind of think he was really overused in the original X-Men trilogy, and then not used at all in the quadrilogy for the Decades quadrilogy, I guess you want to call it. He's an okay character. I could see him again in an ensemble film. I don't think he could stand on his own movie or TV show. But I could see somebody putting him in the MCU just in an ensemble film to introduce him, because, like I said, I don't think he could hold his own. Polaris, who is Magneto's daughter, I feel like that would need to be in a Magneto solo film to introduce her. I don't know about, like, actually making her have her own show or movie, just because you have to have that familiar tie to Magneto. I mean, if they really want to stretch it in the MCU and make it where Wanda and Pietro were adopted, and then somehow tie Polaris into, like, a Scarlet Witch film, maybe. But that's really, really stretching it. I don't think that would work. I think it would have to be a Magneto solo film to get her in on that. Gambit solo film. Like, literally, he's been eyeballed for a solo film since X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think he can stand alone in his own film. I think he wouldn't be interesting for a TV show, though. I feel like after a while it would get very dull and sour, while a movie would be perfect for Gambit. Rogue, I think, can do her own movie or show. She's one of the big X-Men. Very lovable character. Probably my second favorite mutant, and probably my comic book crush. She's just a great character and great powers and everything like that. I think she could do her own, like, even though I didn't like it, her own She-Hulk style show or her own movie. I could see either. And lastly, we got Magic. We just got her in New Mutants. For Rogue, for Gambit and Rogue, the guy that played Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine, not good. The girl that played Rogue in the original, she was okay, but again, what's weird about the early 2000s movies is, like, they didn't know how to play superheroes yet like they do nowadays. Magic, we just got her in New Mutants. I think we could take a back burner on her too for a while. She's an interesting character. I like her power set, but I don't think we need her right now, just because she was just in New Mutants. But yeah, so that's this list, and that's how I feel about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that nerd Ryan telling you, have an amazing